The Nürburgring, one of the most challenging racetracks in the world. The more than 20-kilometer-long Nordschleife or North Loop is even respectfully referred to by race car drivers as the Green Hell. A significant historical site for a speed duel. In this place, where for decades breathtaking passing maneuvers have thrilled viewers, two extraordinary duelists face off today. Martin Tomczyk, the 27-year-old DTM professional, won the touring car race at the Nürburgring. Tomczyk's car, the Audi R8, a sophisticated power package of aluminum. The 420 horsepower V8 middle motor can reach more than 300 kilometers an hour at peak and accelerates from 0 to 100 in 4.6 seconds. His opponent? Sascha Appel, professional video game player and game developer of Gran Turismo, one of the most successful race simulators. His car? The PlayStation 3, a game console that, together with the racing game Gran Turismo, can bring the thrill of racing into any living room. Ostensibly a very unequal duel, yet in the meantime, fiction and reality in racing have fused. The fusion is actually already complete. We are very close to reality. It might be somewhat different from the perspective of a real race car driver, because he has to deal with other things, of course. On the racetrack, he might be afraid that he'll run his car into the wall and disappoint his teammates. But of course, in principle, especially concerning adrenaline, we here at Gran Turismo have similar situations. Of course, the adrenaline is there, and also full concentration. You're completely challenged, mentally and physically. It's really exhausting sitting in front of the boob tube, that is the monitor, hour after hour. When you compete against 2 or 3 other teams, of course, you're always motivated to be first. We're talking about pure adrenaline. The attention to detail with which games like Gran Turismo 5 capture reality is most fascinating. For professionals like Martin Tomczyk, racing simulators therefore present an opportunity to commit the routing to memory and to get a first impression of unknown tracks. Take the North Loop, that's a good example. For someone who's never driven the North Loop, it's a perfect opportunity to learn the track. Simply because of the attention to detail, it is very exact. A simulation like that is the best way to learn to make it through the green hell. But even though the game industry has reached a photorealistic level, there are still particularities which distinguish the real racing experience from the computer game. Generally, you have to say that the game developers are always eager to get the most out of it, especially concerning the physics of racing. For example, under or oversteering. We are familiar with that from a normal car. The developers simulated it very well, and also the appropriate steering maneuvers to recover are really well done. I don't believe that you can simulate the real outside conditions in a game 100%. When driving, I still have everything in my hands, the direct contact with the car. I feel the power that affects me directly. With PlayStation, on the other hand, I just have to steer and push the gas. There is no adjustment for the feeling of acceleration or centrifugal force, and so on. Another incentive for developers like Sascha Appel to refine their games, so that reality and illusion merge even closer together. Of course, we have a vision for the future for Gran Turismo or video games in general. The present-day Gran Turismo is already very photorealistic, very close to reality. But game developers would really like to be able to do a better simulation of the weather. That is a real challenge. On a real 24-hour race, for example, the weather conditions change all the time, sometimes within minutes. And that is, of course, our big vision, to integrate the weather in the game, maybe even to give the gamers a realistic weather report for the 24-hour race. Yes, and we already have several camera perspectives for the interior. I'm anxious to see what possibilities the future holds.